Right. So, yo, what's good, everybody? So, today, Sunday breakdown. Obviously, I'm going to be going over gold. I'm going to be going over GJ. I'm going to also possibly go over the SPX, see what we could possibly look at over the next few days, the next few hours. But let's start with gold. So, gold is literally playing out exactly how I said in the last breakdown that we did. Pretty much what we were looking for was this break and retest pattern here at 1895, right? So if we look at 1895, that is a, or 1894, whatever you want to call it, this is a major area of support that we've seen gold actually reject over the last few weeks. Pretty much since the 14th, we've seen gold reject this 1895 level. So right once price broke under it, I was looking for that break and retest, which once price actually did give me this retest and rejection here, price had moved too far away from where I wanted to set my stop loss to where my target would actually want to be. So I didn't end up taking a position there. Was waiting for a retest, which price did come back up into this area, but never gave us a real sell signal right once price actually did come back into this 1895 area. Now, when it came to gold actually breaking above, one thing I discussed previously was that if price can maintain under 1895, we'll look to go short. If price breaks above 1896, 1897-ish, we'll look for price to come back up into 1916, where we'll wait for that break and retest pattern here. Because if you look at the daily time frame, that is the level of support on the daily time frame where we could see price actually retest, which it did literally so perfectly. It retested and rejected to the T and then continue to come back down to this 19 or 18, let's call it 1895 area, right? Now that price has broken under this 1895 area yet again, I don't see the possibility of gold coming back up into this 1920, 1916 support because of price of where price actually is trading at right now, which is 1819. So I do see price actually continuing, especially with this huge rejection to the upside and price already taking out the previous day's lows. I definitely do see price continuing to go down into this 1863 target. Now, really what I would like to see for me to actually want to go short, obviously I want to see what London session looks like, but I would like to see maybe some form of a pullback into this level of support. Let's call it 1895, right? Wait for price to actually give us that rejection. Then I'll look to go short somewhere along this area here. Some form of a pullback, not really getting in too aggressively, but wanting to see that this area of previous support is actually holding as resistance. And again, the huge rejection on the daily time frame. Sadly, I did miss out on this move here, but the huge rejection on the daily time frame, along with the current daily candlestick actually taking out the previous day's lows, we could possibly see price actually come back and continue to go down. Now, again, I want to establish the fact first that this area of previous support is actually going to hold as resistance. If we see price come up, form a bullish engulfing candlestick, I would just wait. I wouldn't do anything at this point in time because then this could be a possible inverted head and shoulders pattern and price could actually go up. Again, think about this zone right here as a level of buying and a level of selling. I'm only going to sell when price is under the zone and I'm going to buy when price is above the zone. So if on this 4-hour time frame price does form a big bullish engulfing candlestick, you just hold off. You don't do nothing. You wait for price to either continue to go down. And if price were to per se, let's say, do something maybe along the lines like this, which I've seen multiple times before, right? Then at that point in time, you could actually look to continue to go short here. Because again, we only want to sell when price is actually under this zone, not above it. Because if price is above it and we look to actually go short, then price could potentially continue to go back up to these highs over here, which we would then have to wait and see what happens. Because even though I don't see the possibility for price giving us some form of like a double retest, at the end of the day, you have to understand what market unpredictability is, and the markets are going to do whatever they want. So at this point in time, it's kind of just a waiting game. Let's see if this 1895 level will actually hold, where we can look to go short. Now, the first area, if I do take a short position, I'd be looking to take profit off of is pretty much right here, this 1872 support level. This is the first area I look to take profit off of. The second area, if price breaks this 1874 support, would be 1863, and that's why we'll fully close the position. So now with GJ, what I'm actually looking at on GJ is possibly looking to go short just because of the way the daily time frame is actually forming. So 163, 860, 163, 900, let's call it. You can even call it 164 flat. right, is a level of resistance along with a psychological level where we could see price actually continue to go down and continue to reject this area. Along with that being said, this is a pretty clean head and shoulders pattern that could possibly be forming here. So if I were to kind of just mark it off for you guys, me kind of do this, right? We have simple, we have the right or the left shoulder, the head, and then a potential right shoulder here. So taking a sell at a potential right shoulder is a little bit more aggressive for some people, but we definitely could see price actually continue to come back down into GJ's previous level support, which is 160 flat, along with this head and shoulders pattern to look to actually play out. Now, not just the head and shoulders pattern, we have 163, 868, which is resistance already being rejected. The last two trading days so far has been rejecting this area. And even today, we saw price push up and reject this 163, 868 level of resistance. So we definitely could see price go down. Now, there's a few ways you could either, play this head and shoulders out. You could be a little bit more conservative and not do anything today and really look for GJ to form that bearish engulfing candlestick, which you could then look to sell on the following trading day, because then we'll have a sell signal confirmation. Or if you're somebody who's a little bit more aggressive like me, right, I'm going to be looking to go short very shortly, because not just price rejecting this area multiple times, right? We have a potential level where we could actually look to decrease our risk while increase our reward as best as we possibly can. Because you have to remember, if price is going to form that bearish engulfing candlestick, I believe it has to come all the way under here, and price is going to be trading in this area here. You just missed out on a lot of potential reward here, literally 100 pips. And then the setup on how you would take that trade will be completely different, because you're not going to take a trade on this, a 4-hour time frame with an entry here, a stop loss here, and a target right here. That's like a 1-to-1, 1-to-1.5 reward ratio. While let's say I want to take a short right now, I could place my stop loss up here, and I could place my take profit down here, look for some form of a swing trade. So this would be all my potential open risk, right? Kind of fill that in. This would be all my potential open reward. So you could see how much more reward I'm going to be able to get out of the risk if I just trade a little bit more aggressively. Now, I understand not everybody's going to be able to trade as aggressive as I am. That's fine. We're all very different people. You just got to find what suits you. I'm kind of just planning out, how you would do certain things. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for on GJ. And again, like, we have the break under the 21 SMA, and prices maintaining itself under the 21 SMA quite nicely. Now, let's say come to London session, you don't even have to look for this to be a full swing trade, because essentially what I'm doing is I'm looking from a trade from this point up here to this point down here, which who knows how long this could take to play out. It could take a few days. For price to move from this point to this point took about a day and 9 hours previously. So, it definitely wouldn't be a scalp or an intraday position. But we have seen some pretty big moves in the market. So, I'm not going to be expecting it to take a week, but definitely, few days for sure. Now, what I was saying previously is that you don't also have to look for the swing position. You could wait for price to give you some form of retest, which you actually have a double top pattern already formed here on the hour time frame, right? You could look to pretty much go short from this point here, or wherever you want to look to go short, pretty much somewhere in this area here, or maybe wait for price to take out the previous hour lows, and then look for price to come into its next hourly support level, which is going to be 162, 200 flat. Now, when it comes to SPX, price is currently trading under its major area of support that we discussed last week. That it's kind of like a let's see what actually happens. If price closes under support, then we'll look for price to come to the next support, which is about 40,052, which right now price definitely has closed under that level of support. So I would like to see price actually maintain under this area. As long as price can actually maintain under this area of support, I'm going to look for pretty much a free fall to this 4050 level there. I mean, right now I wouldn't take a trade on the SPX, obviously, because one, we're trading at a low. I would really like to see maybe a little push down, then a pull back into this area by New York session, look to go short for New York session, and then look to target this 40-50 area. Although there isn't a real setup on it right now, many people are going to trade this different ways, but the clear target is 40-50. Now, if price starts breaking back above and you see price start going bullish, I would wait until price breaks above probably, I want to say this 41,070 level, let's call it. before actually looking to buy. Because I want to see a little bit more cleaner direction. So that's what I'm going to be looking for pretty much just gold and GJ. Since I don't really see a real setup on like the SPX, I'm just mainly going to be looking to trade GJ and gold because definitely gold is a lot cleaner and so is GJ, and that's kind of what you want to be doing in terms of really picking out what trades you want to or what pairs you want to look to actually trade because again, it's always about quality over quantity. Now, what I forgot to discuss on GJ is let's say price breaks above this 164 area. If price breaks above these highs right here, I'm no longer going to be looking to actually go short. I'll actually look to take a long position from that point in time, probably to this 164, 650 area, then 165 flat. I just wanted to get that out there because I forgot to actually mention it. So that was a breakdown. Let me know what questions you guys actually have.
Yo, Raul.
Okay.
We have bank holiday. Do you think GJ gonna do that move? Like,
I don't think so, to be honest.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And one more thing. Do you think there is a break and retest on silver? So on the 4 hour, what do you think?
There's none right now. That's what
I mean, if silver retests that lower low, do you think it can go short?
I mean, let's say silver were to silver right now is in a clear downtrend. You know, it's kind of like you'd have to wait for a lower high point to look to go short back down into those daily support levels. So there's really nothing to do on silver because if you try and force a trade like on the lower time frame, just trying to make money, you're probably just going to end up losing money because you're forcing a position. You're not taking the best quality setups that you possibly can.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Hey, bro.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you can take a look at EU, please.
EU is again in the same position. You have to wait for a pullback for you to actually want to look to take a trade because this is not a condition where I would actively look to take a position because we're looking to buy and sell at areas of support, at areas of resistance. And right now, you know, it's just kind of a waiting game because prices at this major area of previous support. You could look to possibly take buys, but this isn't a condition. You know, these candlesticks, this price action is not something I'd be looking to actually take active buys on. I would look for maybe more something like this rejection here, or maybe even this rejection here. This is the cleanest rejection you can look for before looking to take buys. Let's say you do look to take buys on EU. The obvious target would be this area right here, right there. But again, right now it's just a waiting game.
Yo, bro.
Hey, bro.
Nah, yeah. I had a question back on SPX 500.
Okay.
That right there, like when it pushed up and then it gave that little bullish variation, like that was like a valid L. Like 'cause I took a L right there, like on that bullish variation when it looked like it broke above structure and then it ended up breaking down. Like, was that a good L?
So you saw this bullish variation.
Nah, not that one. The one, the next one, like the one, like after it pushed up and broke, it looked like it broke structure, like that. That one that's like by the EMAs.
On the daily?
Yeah, that's by the EMAs. Like, yeah, right there in that area.
So you took a buy here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at that point in time, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't take a buy because it's kind of like pretty clear. The only thing is this candlestick isn't that strong. It would have been definitely a way better buy if price was closed above this bearish candle's high right here, but it didn't. But I wouldn't say it's a bad loss because it does look like it could definitely continue to go up from here, especially with this break and retest right here. It looks pretty clean.
Yeah, that's why I took an L at. So I was just wondering, like, was that a bad L? So
No, I don't think it's a bad L, especially that price kept pushing here. The only thing is, like, once price got to here, you should have closed the position if you didn't. Because if your stops are probably at least under this daily wick over here. So at this point in time, you know, you could have definitely closed the position.
all right, but and I got one more question. You still be using like fibs, right?
Not too often, no.
Oh, because I was gonna ask, like on a retracement, like it's not like considered a retracement until it hit like at least 38%, but I don't know because you don't use it no more.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider a retracement a real retracement unless it comes back 38.20% of the previous impulse.
Alright, but thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul,
See, bro.
can you go over USD CAD if you can, please?
Because I've never traded this pair in my life. I wouldn't even really know what to kind of expect here.
Yeah, if you can, it's cool.
I mean, the one thing that I can tell you off the bat is that there's major resistance throughout this entire zone. So you don't really have too many options on what you're going to be pretty much looking for with this position. It's either you're going to look for some form of a signal to go short, or you're going to wait for a break and retest to go long. That's what I can tell you definitely. But other than that, I don't.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Raul,
Yeah.
on if you go back to EU on the hour or the 30-minute, can you tell me if that's a actual double top, please? Can you confirm if it is?
I mean, it can be considered as one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Meets your basic criteria, but what I would look for in a double top is a previous bullish trend, your double top pattern. I don't really look for double tops when it comes like this. I would just say this is a rejection of the previous high.
You said you don't look for double tops unless it's a previous bullish pattern?
Yeah, unless it's on a bullish trend. So let's say price was trending bullish, right? This is when I look for that double top pattern, right? But price is trending bearish, right? And I wouldn't consider this to be a double top. I'd consider this to be just a rejection of the previous high.
Okay, thank you.
Double top is like a trend reversal pattern, and the trend isn't reversing, the situation is continuing.
All right, thank you.
Yoral, can you please go over UJ?
Well, I mean, if you go on the 4-hour time frame, you can actually look for a setup here. I would wait for UJ to possibly give you a retest of this entire zone here, and then look to buy it back up into these highs up here. That's literally all I would look for. So from this point to this point, I would look for price to come into the zone, definitely give you some form of a double bottom, right? And then look to buy it back up into these highs.
If I get in right now, do you think is it too early?
100%. There's no point for you to get in right now because you have to put your stop loss at least under this area to play it safe. And by the time you look at your reward, your reward is just as big as your stop loss, so there's no point in taking the position. That's just, in my opinion, that's how I would do things. I wouldn't take a position right now.
All right, I waited for it to come back, right? The retest.
That's what I would do. Wait for another retest. Because then you'll be able to squeeze more risk reward out as possible. That's your goal, is to squeeze as much risk reward out on the position as possible.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah.
And can you look at gold again?
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing. I just came in.
What about it?
Bias?
No, I wouldn't look for buys at all. I mean,
No, I was saying bias, like.
Oh, bias? I'm looking to go short.
Yeah.
I'm looking to go short. Basically, what I'm going to be waiting for is another retest of 1896, let's call it, for me to go short back down into 1876 or 1863. In short words.
I don't know if you mentioned anything prior to me getting on about the signals. The people with the yearly, the same thing. Just go to the new room.
Nah, same thing. Just stay in the old one. You don't gotta do that.
Bet.
Yeah. So,
what's up with the bootcamp? You got no plans yet?
Yeah, we're gonna probably release more information on it this week. Start letting people know if they get accepted. We still have to go through the applications.
Bro, what's the level? Oh, my bad. You can keep going.
Oh my bad. No, so it's gonna be like after the summit.
Yeah, we're gonna start it after the summit.
All right.
Yeah, on the 20th, I believe is gonna be the first day.
Okay, cool. And about the summit too. I know you sent something about get together like a meeting for the DTI students,
Yeah, did I? I don't remember. Did I send the form out?
but I don't know which day it is. I get to Miami the 12th.
I remember signing a form this weekend. I think you sent
Yeah,
it.
the form
I'm
was
not
sent
sure.
out.
I sent one out, right?
Yeah, but we don't know
Yeah,
which day
yeah.
it
It
is.
was like
Yeah,
a
you
it was
did
like a
send one
Google
out.
form. It was like a Google form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should have been a Google form. Yeah,
What's it about?
yeah. So we're gonna go through the form and see how many DTI students are actually coming, and then if there's a sufficient amount of people where it's worth throwing an event, then we'll host one here.
It's gonna be on the weekend.
Yeah, it'll be the weekend of the summit
Okay, cool.
for sure.
So next weekend, or is the summit the weekend?
2
In
weeks
2
from now.
weekends.
2 weeks from.
Okay.
Well, the summit starts next Saturday.
No, not this Saturday. The other one.
No, the 13th
Yeah,
and Sunday.
the 13th.
But
Yeah,
yeah. It's after
Yeah.
the F1 race, right? It's after
Yeah,
the F1 race, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's next week.
Ro, about gold. So what level was it you said you're trying to look out for shorts?
1895.
Would you let me go back to my trading view real quick. Would you take it off this 18? Would you take it off 1892? Because like if you
In between 1892 and 1895, I'd look.
yeah, because like I have I know it's different for everyone, but I see it. Never mind.
Yeah,
Thank you though.
1892 and 1895, I look to go short. You can. I think
All right, thank you, bro. I appreciate
yeah. Yeah, in between. I mean, 1892 would be fine because you could still get like 4 times your risk if price comes down into 1863. But my first target would only be like 2 times, which is still acceptable. But I'd probably be a little bit more patient with it. But I'd definitely wait for learning session for sure.
Bro, I'm gonna wait till that 1895. I said alert. I was
Yeah.
already looking for that one. I mean, it's clean. It's going like my risk to reward would be like a 1 to 3, almost 1 to 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at like this zone here, which is pretty much, let's call it 1892 to 1895, you could always just scale in on positions here. So let's say you want to risk 2%, you could do 0.5% here, 0.5% here, another half here, and then while it's coming down, another half with a stop loss here. So you have a total open risk of 2%, but you scaled in.
You're good at scaling in, bro. Like,
I know when and when not to. In a situation like this, you could do it, but it would definitely be a little bit more risky. I'd rather just wait for price to. Maybe I'll start scaling in when price starts coming to like 1893 to 1895. In a position like this, with the way the daily is actually looking, I would probably look to do maybe like a little bit higher risk, just because price is trading right back under. It sucks that I missed out on this position because I was waiting for it too.
I was at New York.
Yeah, and I was asleep.
But
Raul.
when you scaled in, you scaled in on the 15 minutes, 5 minutes?
Nah, it's scaling like on a 30-minute.
Okay, all right.
Raul, do you lower your lot size when you scale in?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I used to keep my lot size the same.
Yeah, I never even do
Me
that.
too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you.
No. You have to lower your lot size because if you're let's say you're normally doing 10 lots, whatever your account you're trading on, you'd be adding 10, then another 10, then another 10, and another 10. But you look at it, you're in 40 lots. You're over leveraging your account like crazy. You just split the 10 lots into 4 different portions. So you do 2.5 lots, 2.5 lots, 2.5 lots. You scale up to 10.
Yeah, that
Copy.
works.
Yeah. So if you do miss out on maybe adding in 10 lots because price didn't come all the way to the entry where you wanted to add 10 lots, then at least you still have 5 lots in and price, goes in your favor. It could be an effective way of trading, but then at the same time, remember, like you're kind of adding when price is going against you. So you have to keep that con in mind as well. which is not as bad as just entering 10 lots here and having a bigger stop loss.
No,
So pros and cons to everything.
I just make sure the positions like it just the risk just totals like if I'm gonna risk 1%, I just make sure whatever it is, the max I'm gonna lose is at 1%. So whatever, I just calculate the lot size that way.
Yeah.
Based on the same stop loss.
Damn.
To be safe.
I mean, everybody's gonna do it differently, you know.
Well, I learned that from you, of course. So I like that way. It saved me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how like approximately like how long like your trades be lasting for?
I mean, it's different every trade. You know, I would say the average is a few hours. Maybe like 3-4 hours is the average.
Yeah, cause I was trying to see if I'd be holding too long sometimes. So yeah.
And if you're trading a 4-hour time frame, you know, one candlestick is 4 hours versus if you're trading on an hour time frame, you know, a 4-hour candle is divided by 4 single hour candlesticks. So,
Yeah.
you know, it just has to make sense. If you're trading a 5-minute time frame and you're holding trades for days, you're obviously doing something wrong.
Yeah. All right.
You're Raul, over GU.
Wow. So GU, I would wait for GU to come back into this 1.26920 level to probably look to go short with this trend here because it's the nearest level of previous support. And I would wait for price to actually form resistance at this point in time. So on the daily time frame, I'd wait for price to come up to here, give me that big rejection, then go down to lower time frame, such as the hour, 4 hour to look to sell, to look to go short. Right now, I wouldn't do nothing.
Like shouldn't I catch this counter trend?
Thing is, with counter trends, it's a dangerous game because price could flip on you at any point in time. So I personally don't trade counter trends.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Yo, Raul.
Let's go, bro.
Could you check out Euro USD?
I think I already did. I said.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Was it for sales?
No, I would say just wait and see what happens here because price could definitely break under and, you know, sell off a little bit more. Like if you look at the overall bigger picture here, you know, where's price trading at?
Was it a resistance or support level?
Yeah, it's trading at a support level. So
yeah,
you just want to be a little patient with Euro and just wait, see what you do if, you know, Euro rejects and actually goes along. It could under, but no, at this point you just gotta wait because the lowest price point Euro got when it broke under this area was down here. So I would be a little bit cautious as to what you're gonna do here at this point.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Gold, that 1916 level, was what a daily resistance or weekly resistance? Because I had caught the break and retest on a buy in the morning, and that was my target as well. I had a good trade of like 1 to 4.475 or something like that, risk to reward. But 1916 was my target too, and it was also the 0.50 on the fib. So why was that your target? Basically, is what I'm asking, just for more confirmation of myself.
To go short on 1960.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, that was my target as well. I'm not looking at my chart right now, so.
Well, why did you go short on 1960?
No. 1916.
Yeah, why'd you go short there?
No, I didn't go short there. I had a buy at the support level. That whole support level right there at 1892. I had gotten in.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have gone long at all. You'd be going long against all of this. I was looking to go short with all of this at 1916 because on the daily time frame, it's the previous level of support that price broke. So if price were to break back above 1894, I'd look for price to travel back up into 1916 to go short.
Right, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had gotten out. That was my target. It hit like to the T, and then I got out. Because I knew it was going to make a retest if it was going to continue down as well. And that 4 hour, what do you want? Oh, you're on the daily right now.
Yeah.
So I thought there was like a little bit of buy pressure from the last daily close to go up to at least retest. I didn't think it was going to continue down right after that last daily candle.
Which one?
The one before the huge wick.
This
I thought it had like enough momentum just to go back up to like 1916 or even 1910, 12 area. So that's why I hopped in.
Thing is, you got to remember, like, even if you think one thing, the market's going to do whatever it wants, because what could have happened after this candlestick is another fat bearish candlestick right after, so I just kind of follow price and try and remove as much subjectivity as possible from it. It's this, okay, if price does this, then I'll wait for this. So
yeah, that's why if you go down to the 30-minute, I know it's counter, but it kind of did a break and retest at that hole. It made a low, made a lower low, and then it broke above and it held the support above 1890. Somewhere around there, like 1892-ish. So I got in after your mouse to the left, the bullish engulfing before the retest. The area to the left, right there. That whole area when it broke above, retested, and then continued. That's when I got in. Because we were all saying, oh yeah, it looks perfect for a short. It was rejecting that whole 1892 zone, but then I was like, be careful, because at the 1882.5, it was holding that support on the hourly. Yeah, below it all, that whole area was holding. So I figured it had enough momentum to go back up to the, to at least the 0.5. But I definitely get where you're coming from. I manage my risks and everything like that. So
this is the entire area where there was liquidity. So I wouldn't even have thought about looking for buys. Let's just say even if I was looking for buys, unless price broke above this high right here. Because after price came up here, price came back under, and then right once price would have broken above here, then that's when you have a little bit more confirmation to take buys. Now, what I said on the breakdown was, if price were to break above 1896, we'll look to actually go short at 1916 because, again, he had the 50% pullback there as well, and I look to actually continue with the trend because that was my overall analysis. What could have happened is price do something like this.
Yeah, I took like half my position out when it started getting to the resistance zone on the left. Okay, bet.
But yeah. Cool.
For sure, let's see some gold shorts tonight.
Yeah.
So trend is your friend.
Facts. Trend is your friend. So, any other questions?
What's going on?
Good, bro.
What did you say on GJ?
On GJ, pretty much looking to go short with his daily head and shoulders pattern back into 160. But if price breaks above 164, then we'll look for price to go to 165.
Okay. So eventually you're going to trade GJ and gold?
What's up?
Eventually you're going to trade GJ and gold?
I've always traded GJ and gold.
All right.
Hero, can you break? Sorry, guys.
No, I was just going to ask about the breaking the daily low with the wick rejection. It looks really good to continue down. But go ahead.
Raul, can you break down, please, the NAS 100? Thank you.
The same thing with the S&P at this point. Well, actually, it's a little bit different. So with NAS 100, what I would wait for at this point in time is either a rejection of this support, but the way the trend is actually holding with these lower highs, I would actually wait for the break of the support, a retest, then look for price to continue to go short to the next support level, which we could find, let's go on the daily, which we could find about, I would like to say right here, so 12,646 is what I would wait for.
12,646. Hold on one second. Let me move it. 646.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, bro, no problem. So
basically, like you said with the 12,646, like what do you base off of? So you put it in between the wicks as well? Like you don't base it off the lows?
No,
so you'll put it in like
Well, here I based it off of this low right here,
Right.
and then this area right here. That's what I based it off of.
Yeah. And then if it breaks that, let's say it breaks and retest, then you obviously go to the next level. Yep, down there.
We go by right here.
Yeah.
12,413 because of this high, and then this area here. This candlestick's closed above. This one closes tested.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's good, bro.
yeah, you see it on gold, say you take a short here, where would you put your stop loss?
On gold, if I were to go short, the thing is, if I were to go short on gold, I would like to see a retest.
Yeah, once a retest.
Yeah, 1895, probably somewhere around this area. This would be the area I would have to look to short gold, this entire zone right here. So let's say gold does creep its way back into this area. My stops would probably go somewhere around this range, maybe even this range, depending on how high price goes here.
All right.
Yeah, but to be honest, the way momentum is holding right now, I mean, a lot could change when, London, New York session, but we may not even see that retest.
Yo, Raul.
What's good, bro?
Bro, like in the 4 hour in gold, can you go there, please? 4 hour. Isn't that for you like a breakup structure, or it is like a complex pullback?
I wouldn't even say a break of structure because I wouldn't consider this to be a 38.20 retracement.
Okay.
And the way you look at it is, let's say even if that was a break of structure on a 4 hour, you go to the daily, what do you see on the daily? An impulse to the downside with a break of support. So all you have to do is wait for the pullback on the daily. And it pulled back about 38.20% of the way.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, it could be considered a complex pullback. But again, multiple time frame analysis is what, is always going to give you that like clearer picture. Now, it'd be different if price was starting to trade above 1916. Then at that point in time, I look for buys. But price never broke back above 1916. It maintained under very well. So, any other questions before the webinar?
How does it feel being the GOAT?
Being what?
Being the GOAT.
I don't consider.
Yo, how's the 8-12 treating you?
Bro, I love it.
The old piece of days or not?
Better for sure. Yeah.
Bro, the Ferrari is sick, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I just wanted something new until I got the new Aventador that's going to come in about a year or two.